a special guest today. Sam Panayotovich is sitting in the back row with My Stock Summer playing footsie potentially or other things.
Pansy.
No. The way we always start the Sunday Soak is with the humble brag. Treasy, it's all yours.
So the humble brag, and why Sammy's here today too is Beef. We were quite inebriated yesterday. We had a good time at the park.
Sure did.
Great game.
Yep.
Great finish.
Yep.
And yet we still woke up early enough to record a full episode of Chicken Dinner with our guy Sammy here. So that'll be coming out Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So that's the humble brag for today. Me getting out of bed and getting to Beef's house before 10 a.m.
Yeah, good episode. We talked about us getting robbed yesteryear in the offshore market, so everyone make sure you tune in for that. And some of the goofy shit we used to do to get edges back then. So check that out, Chicken Dinner. The Sunday Soak is an all-question show. This week, we got like 50 questions. I had to pare that down to like 18-ish, so we'll get ready and go right into those now. The star power is why we were able to get it. The first question is from our man, Brewhand Luke. And Luke says, lots of talk lately about DFAing Dallas Keuchel. It got me thinking, who would you DFA from White Sox Twitter? P.S. You would like the betting odds on Terese's answer.
Okay.
So that might be your boat to go. So you want to go last?
I'll go last.
All right, my Sox, you go first.
So
Who
here's
would
the
you
hard
DFA?
part with this.
Yeah.
The people that I really want to DFA,
Yeah.
I don't even want to give shine to right now
Yeah.
because I don't want to put them out there. I don't want people to know who I hate.
Yeah.
So I can't even do like a real person.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely DFAing Wally.
Fair enough. Sam, you want to take this too, or you want to pass?
It's nothing personal. No, I'm not going to pass a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
man.
the whole point about doing this show is to be real and be honest.
Yeah, that's some
Right.
fun.
Sitting in a hot tub with three dudes is exactly how I wanted to spend my Sunday. So
Yeah.
I'm
Everyone
comfortable. I'm ready. It's nothing personal or somebody specific. It's
Yeah.
people who act like the season is over on May 15th. Those are the people that I hate the most. There are 2 games behind the Twins in the division right now. There's a long way to go.
Right.
I want to DFA anybody that jumps off the bandwagon in May.
I love it. For me, I took this as someone who I thought, had some promise, and they're just massively underperforming on Twitter. And it's someone who I was really disappointed in the 108 tourney, Treasy. Someone who I thought, oh, this guy's got some legs. I gave him a number 2 seed in one of the brackets. Yeah, dog. I'm DFAing Yeah, dog. He's been, on a downward trend. He had started off with promise. You haven't been very good, yeah, dog. You got to up your game. I'm sorry. The Beef Loaf had to do that to you. Chorizo.
So you know me. I'm extremely petty.
Yes. Oh,
You're
100%.
petty too, but I'm
Different
extremely.
ways, different
I'm
ways.
extremely
What are the
petty.
odds? What are we supposed to
Well,
add?
after he gives it,
And so
that he's gonna
we just did this nice thing with Sox Machine where we were doing the live broadcast.
Yes,
And,
sir.
I've met this guy many times, and I consider myself a friend of his.
Yeah.
I would think, but he doesn't follow me on
No.
Twitter.
Hates
So
us.
Jim Margulis, DFA. odds on that DFA.
Off the board.
All right, next question is from Midway Jimbo. Good looking out, Jimbo. And Jimbo asks, when are you going to start raffling off / auctioning off Sunday Soak entries to fans? Now, I thought about this a little bit, guys. I figured we'll brainstorm this a little bit. I would be willing to do that. And I think we always do charity for 108. We do lots of charity stuff. I think if we did the next charity cause, maybe we could do that. However, we need significant background check.
You
for
need
whoever
to
that
vet
is going
these
to be.
motherfuckers.
This is my house. That we're at. We got, or we need to have armed military on hand just in case.
We need like a Bumble for the 108. And then you guys can swipe right or left. You can trust
We'll
them.
narrow it down, exactly.
Jimbo, if you suddenly start to see us doing ad reads for like background check agencies, you know this is on the horizon.
It's coming.
Jimbo is probably a solid choice.
He would be.
For
Jimbo
sure,
would be a good choice.
because he has invited us to his house, and he said that, and any guy that said, I have 19 cases of Guinness and 18 cases of Harp, and I have 50 pounds of corned beef for you guys, come on down anytime during the Southside
That's our
Irish
people.
Parade.
That's our people.
I think you're probably okay. But yeah, that's the thing. We can't really give away a seat at your house, and especially get them really hammered. And then, this is... There's
Plus,
a lot of
all our
legality.
juices and fluids are in here.
Yeah.
We don't want to mix it up with somebody we don't know too well.
We got to be able to rent out some like hotel hot tubs.
Yeah. If we ever have a soak on the road, in a random Coleman inflatable hot tub.
If we could have
We
Steve
can do that.
Wilkos off camera as our security,
Yes.
then maybe we could.
I would hope
consider
you guys wouldn't pick a female either. That would
Oh,
be
see.
super awkward.
You know what? Highest bidder. I'm sorry, highest bidder. It's for charity, Sam.
Oh,
Right.
It's about the charity,
Right.
not about any of that stuff.
Right.
Okay, get your mind out of the gutter, goddammit. All right, next up is White Sox Sal.
Good morning in Texas, you fucking asshole. Fuck you, Sal.
White Sox Sal says, with MSS hitting the gym and seemingly ready to take off his shirt at the drop of a hat, how well would a single, fitter, slightly more mature MSS do on the West Coast right now? Teresa E., I'd love for you to start.
Well, I was going to say really nice things about MSS, but he just splashed me like
I didn't do that on purpose.
He's a degenerate back here.
I was worried what liquid that was. So, but no, I think I guess I got to understand the question. Is like his age right now? How would he do on the West Coast?
Correct.
Horrible. Horrible. We all would.
Yeah.
We all would. We've passed that age where you're like, I can just go to the bar and get hooked up. Like we're.
You know what? I'm going to way disagree with you on this. I'll wait. I think he would do really well. And the reason he do really well. Yeah.
Here's the difference. We're talking about two different things.
Yeah.
You're talking about quantity. I'm talking about quality.
Oh, what's the difference?
It's a big difference.
Doing really well is whatever you make doing really well is, okay?
All right.
As long as he just kind of stayed in his lane, like divorcees, like that sort of situation, you know, like he would nail it down really well, I think, right now. He's still got the gift of gab that he's always had. I think he would do terrific on the West Coast. Right?
So if he's
Sal, he'd be out there fucking slaying if he were single right now on the West Coast.
if he's
45 to 60-year-old bracket, he'd be killing
so
it.
if he's at the house in Something About Mary,
Yeah.
he's not going after Cameron Diaz. He's going after the older lady.
Yeah, Magda or
wrinkled
whatever,
up
yeah.
lady.
No, I don't know. Not that far. I'm that far, maybe, but you're
I'm with
kind
you
of,
now.
but that's
I'm
kind
with
of
you
it,
now.
yeah.
I agree now.
Any thoughts? You want to defend yourself?
No, I was gonna say my angle was your angle.
Yeah.
Like before, it was you're trying to go after like unsullied women. You know, like they hadn't had a baby. You know, they don't have like all these commitments.
Wow.
And now it's like more like now I'm sullied, so I have.
You want ultra sullied.
Now I can go sully with the other sullies.
You went from unsullied to you want ultra sullied.
Yeah, like the divorce rate in California is like 70%. So like there's
You see
tons
what I'm
of
saying?
divorced people, and there's tons of fucking kids everywhere. So
The standards ain't that high.
And they love Midwest guys, from what I found out from my 7 years there. I did pretty well for myself. I outkicked my coverage.
There you
I
go.
know you
Get
love
the
that.
fuck out of here.
I need to know the batting average now. Don't laugh.
Well, analyze the stats.
I didn't have a regular girlfriend for 5 years, Sam. That's like
That's good
that's
slugging.
pretty good. I'm doing all right.
Good slugging.
now MSS is horny. Thanks, White Sox.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it. The next question is from our guy Josh Nelson, and Josh says, if this White Sox team is below 500 come July 4th, will Section 108 turn into a fighting pit?
Yes, because I will be here and I will start the fire pit. I will,
Fight pit.
Fight pit.
whatever.
Whatever pit.
Same thing.
If this team, because I've been saying, and I've been, talking about this for 2 weeks now.
That's close.
Them at plus money is a good time to buy White Sox stock. So I'm not only am I invested with my heart because I want them to play well.
Yeah.
I have my head in it, I have my wallet in it, and other people's money in it. So if they're still fucking around on the 4th of July, I'll come back and start the pit myself.
I don't know. We're lovers, not fighters, but I could see fighting in left field.
Ooh, I took it too far.
What do you think?
I don't see a lot of fighting in our section. It's an
We're
awkward
old,
section
too.
to fight
We're
into.
old,
I don't know, man.
But I will
Like-
say this. If the Sox are bad, and we're getting towards the end of the year,
Yeah.
I will bring in some plastic shot glasses so we can get them in. We'll do a Century Club during a game.
That'll tell. Yeah, I guess it depends on who shows up in 108. Usually it's a lot of people we like. If there's people we don't like, maybe it could turn into a fight.
I mean, we got some real jackbag fans, so like, if there could definitely be some fights.
some fisticuffs.
The highs are high and the lows are lows.
Like, I can think of at
That's
least
correct.
3 people that Wally would want to fight.
And,
So,
and
like,
when you add this in, which we had a lot of it in, that stuff tends to happen. All right, next up is Carrie. And Carrie throws a fuck, marry, kill at us. Fuck, marry, kill, Mailman Jack,
Yep.
Matt Zawaski, and Herm Schneider. Now, before we go around the board, let's try to mix up. I know we all want to fuck Herm Schneider. He's so supple. But let's try to mix the flow up a little bit, all right? I'm going to start with my Sox summer.
Okay.
He's horny as
killing
hell right
Herm.
now.
Herm's gone.
Oh, you're killing Herm.
Killing
Okay,
Herm.
all
He's
right,
gone.
all
He's
right.
done.
That's
Right
a
out
lot
the
of
gate.
that's a lot of meat for storage.
I don't know him. Okay.
Okay.
Manzowowski, financially, I don't know what he's doing. I
Yeah.
don't know how I could, if I could be with him. So we're just gonna go with fucking Manzowowski. And he's pretty,
Yeah.
Mailman Jack got that solid pension from the post office.
Yeah.
He walks. He's in shape.
Yeah.
He gets pedicures. fucking marrying that guy.
I was gonna marry him for the pension too.
Yeah, you have to. You don't have pensions these days.
You fucking whores. I can't believe it.
I was gonna marry Mailman Jack for the pension.
Yeah.
Obviously, fucking Herb Schneider.
Of course. Of course.
I was gonna kill Matt because I feel like Matt's the toughest to kill. So it
Yeah.
feels like it would be. I'd have a sense of accomplishment after
yeah.
the kill, like the Predator does.
I'm gonna pass this one.
What about I agree with I would fuck her. Obviously, I've been wanting to for a while. I would kill Mailman Jack because you know what, Mailman Jack has been sliding me like a motherfucker all over the
You
place.
deserve it.
108 tourney. It's me against Alyssa in the first round. Sammy warned me there was a bad matchup, close matchup all the way. I find out Mailman Jack, longtime 108 guy, he voted for Alyssa. I lost my base. I lost my fucking
Didn't
base.
she knock all you guys out?
She didn't knock out MSF.
Just
no.
me and Beef.
And then,
Could
and,
have
then,
knocked me
and
out.
then last week we were forced to do our live stream on Wednesday night for the podcast. And Mailman Jack, I go back and rewatch Pinwheels and Ivy. They're doing it at the same time as us. Mailman Jack's in their comments the whole thing. Doesn't come down comments at all.
But the thing
The
is,
man's dead. The
yeah,
thing is, you can't have shit at my house, and you are dead.
now you're gonna marry the guy that he was watching.
I like Matt. Matt's my guy. You know, we're about the same height too. Nice matchup.
I'd marry Matt to us.
He's marryable, right? Yeah.
I would.
And like Treasy said, it's kind of a tough guy. I like that. I like to have a tough guy in my
More
corner.
fuckable than marriage material.
Well, I get to fuck him too when I'm married. How dare you? All right, next question is from a longtime guy, Liam Menus. And Liam Menus says, Bono and the Edge recently played a concert in Ukraine. Haven't their citizens suffered enough?
And they're probably only putting up like that. What was it?
I saw
Came out after
I saw this question. I was like, this is easily the best question. I have no idea how to approach
It's a
it.
rhetorical question. But you know what the funny thing is like I used to really like you two.
Okay.
Like this is
When did you lose them though?
like I mean like
Actual,
College,
right?
Was it
Hello,
Pablo?
I like that too. Anything after that
yeah,
though?
it starts fading.
That
after
lemon, and then he had
Pop.
he became the fly. And it was like,
Yeah.
I start to lose it around there.
Fancy pants.
And then like now it's like I don't want anything to do with it.
I didn't
It's
know they
like
were still making music.
it's like if we were to somehow bring back Paul Konerko for another season, right?
Right now.
It's like
Right now.
Paulie,
I love you,
You were
but-
falling off at the end. Now you're 52 years old. We don't really need you.
It was really tough to take us in a different direction. Watching Konerko and Twelve that last season.
It was
like,
not good. Not good.
And
And you
it's
felt bad
bullshit.
for him.
Well, you used to watch him walk, because that was one of my first years on the beach, and to watch him walk off the field through the dugout, and he'd come like hobbling into the locker room, like couldn't take his shirt off. It was like it was really tough to watch the end of that career.
But I'll be honest with you, I actually don't mind the White Sox holding on to like legends like that too long. I want them to end here. I want them to be done here. And I'll suffer through a season like that.
I'm fine with that. And I listened to you two through those years. But we're 10 years past
We're
those
past
years.
that. We're past that. Okay.
Speaking of broken down players,
Yeah. The next question, White Sox Twitter mom asks, is Abreu broke? Treasy.
I will, to your earlier point.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm going to stick with Abreu as long as he's on the team, right? And because I remember just how shitty it was to watch Frank Thomas come through here and still be good.
Yeah.
In a Blue Jays uniform and an A's uniform. I hated that. Yeah. And so, like, I'm not ready to give up on a guy who's given us so much and given us so much during the worst years.
Yep.
During the absolute shittiest years that we had with the team. Like, I'm just against jumping down his throat right now. Let him figure it out. And I hope he's fine.
I disagree.
Oh.
100% jump down his throat. 100% question him. Because once we all get on that, is he really going to be able to do it? That's when he starts crushing. He needs that extra motivation to get off his ass and fucking start pounding out home runs again.
I
He'll do it.
apparently can shoot these better.
Did you make it?
I did.
Wow. I don't know if he's broken. I don't watch every day and follow every day like you guys do. I saw his OPS though was like 506 or something like that, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
The locker room just loves him, and that's the reality of the situation. Like I remember when Abreu didn't he personally drive to pick up Luis Robert at the airport?
Yeah, there's
When he
the
landed
story
for the
there.
first time and looks on. That's a very Latino locker room in a lot of ways. So I think he's good for that team and he keeps them even keeled. But if he's struggling all season, you know, you drop him in the line. Like, you're going to play him.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you don't hit him third or fourth. Maybe you hit him sixth. Because
Right.
he's done a lot, but you need people that are going to perform in September and hopefully October. So I would never take him out of the lineup, but you might see his role decrease.
Can't wait to see Danny Mendick batting fourth and Jose Abreu batting sixth. It's going to be one of Garcia. Garcia is definitely.
I mean, I hope not. Is my thought.
I hope he's not.
I don't think
He's
this team
not
can afford broken Jose Abreu.
No,
I don't think they can win a World Series with broken Jose Abreu. He needs to be good for this team to win a World Series. So I'm going to say no because I need that in my heart to be.
Yeah, that's why I won't let my brain think it.
They got to do a lot of things if they're going to win a World Series.
Next up
We'll
is
do that for the podcast.
next up is Joseph Coyle, and Joseph says, "Can anyone that thinks Lurie and Mendick are interchangeable be trusted?"
No. No. We've talked about this, Pete.
Yeah.
I like what Danny Mendick is,
Yeah.
right? Danny Mendick has overachieved in his career at every stop, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's drafted like a million
Yeah.
in the draft, yet the guy has still been cashing major league checks throughout the rebuild and now even when the team's good.
Yeah.
Because he makes himself important to the team as a quadruple A guy, but he is not as good as Lurie Garcia. He's never going to be as valuable to teams as Lurie Garcia is to teams. And it's because Lurie is a much better hitter than him. Even though it gets you mad when he's third in the lineup. But when Lurie Garcia is in the lineup, he can get you some hits. He can hit some home runs. And then he plays the outfield much better than Danny Mendick, even though Lurie's not very good in the outfield.
You guys remember how he got Lurie?
That's
Alex
Rios.
Rios.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
That was the 12th season when they flipped Rios and Peavy.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Remember picking up Rios though? Because they picked up Rios on the waiver
For
wire.
nothing.
And they were just like, the Blue Jays were like, well, you want to take the salary? Go ahead.
Take him.
Kenny was excited though because he'd have to wait till Rios was 37 or 38. You get him a lot earlier.
He's not in the bad years, but he's getting the inner years. And Rios had the weird where he was good the one year, then he was real bad the next year. It was really tough to watch. MSS, what do you think on this question?
Oh, I'm with him.
100%?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Those people can't be trusted. I mean, like, if you saw a further body of work, but when Danny Mendick gets more exposure, it's pretty brutal. Like, you can probably pick matchups, and he is good enough with the glove to kind of go a lot of different places. I don't trust him at short. Nice shot.
Make it.
I don't trust him at short that he has enough arm there. I mean, there's a lot of deficiencies. But again, happy Danny Mendick's here. I'm happy he's on the 40-man, but no, he's not as good as Lurie Garcia. All right, next question is from Sox Supporter. This is an interesting question, boys, and we're looking a little bit into the future here. He says, who are the White Sox starting right fielder and first baseman on the 2023 opening day? Trezo.
I'll tell you, if they could clone Andrew Vaughn, it would be both.
He'd be in both spots.
But I honestly, I think Vaughn is at first to start next year.
Abreu DHing?
If he's on the team. And so, yeah, but I mean, if he is DH,
Yeah.
and then right field, that's an unknown because that means they would have to go out and probably spend and get somebody, or AJ Pollock picks up his option,
Turns it around.
and says, "I'm playing right field for you guys."
What do you think, Sam?
I'd look to one of the younger kids, honestly. Oscar Colas. Does that make sense? I mean,
Might
that's
be.
the guy. Yeah, hit me too. Might be what?
It might be at that point. He might be ready. Yes.
Well, this is the problem with a team that thinks they can win the World Series. They don't want to play younger players. They want to go spend on older vets. You know, like when they went out and I don't know that they thought they were World Series contenders when they went out and brought Adam Eaton back in, but
Right.
this management group has proven that when they feel like they're good enough to win, they don't really let young players play. They go out and they sign the Griffeys and the Carl Everetts and they, Robbie Allen
unless
and all
they're
that.
bad like Gavin Sheets, then they're
A good example of that is that they have sort of the utility role available, but they went out and re-signed Lurie and they brought in Josh Harrison. It's like you could have let Danny Mendick or Romy Gonzalez or one of these guys float up into that role, but they chose not to.
The kid Yolmer in the minors.
Yolmer Sanchez.
Yolmer Sanchez.
Yeah, that's right. Like you could have let see which one of them is the best one. And
Nationals bring up Juan Soto, and
Right.
they win the World Series. So I feel like sometimes a an injection of youth is a good thing. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So right field, I'll say Colas, and first base, I agree with you. I'll say Vaughn and Abreu DH, and Abreu 1-year contract.
I like that.
Okay.
I would be fine with Abreu getting the Tim Wakefield, where they're just like, hey man, it's a perpetual option, perpetual mutual option for you on the team.
Have we even seen Andrew Vaughn play first base? Like,
Yeah,
a couple
very
games,
rarely,
yeah,
right?
bit,
Like
yeah.
we haven't really thrown him there because he's like movable enough that he can play left field, right? So that's where I get a little worried because like I want to make sure that Vaughn is going to be a good first baseman. Like I'm sure he probably is. He's just a little short.
He was a little short for first
But
base.
in
5'11", 6 foot.
I don't know.
In person, he's pretty short.
He's shorter than Jason Benetti.
I'd say he's 5'9".
I'm not going there.
He baited you right out of the game. I can't believe it.
Wait, hold on. Andrew Vaughn, 6 foot in heels?
I don't think so. I mean,
No,
he's about
he's little
5'9".
Come on.
Yeah,
He's little.
No shit.
Well, he's legs
about
like an offensive tackle. I mean, like he has big.
He
thick,
does have big
that's why he
thighs.
hits the shit out of the ball. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's got a
Loves
trunk.
that rap.
He's got a
Yeah.
trunk.
I'm going to change my first base answer.
but he's
So I'm
short.
worried. That's the only thing I'm worried about. So if we do the 1 year with Abreu,
Yeah.
because like we have to have Abreu back, right? Like he can't go. We can't just let him go off.
We don't know. Well, let's see how the rest of the season goes.
But
You
you're
know,
gonna
you-
cry.
if you
You're
let him
gonna
go,
cry though.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry, but sometimes you
He's
gotta make
gonna-
decisions that make me cry.
No, but you
Old
know
Yeller
what?
had to be killed. All right,
Right.
sometimes it happens.
The Twins or the
That's
Tigers.
horrible. Don't say that.
The Twins or Tigers will sign him. And,
Yes.
and then we'll have to face him 19 times a year.
Yeah.
100% he'll go to the Tigers.
No,
Yeah.
Oakland will sign. And it'll be a repeat of the horribleness.
And then he goes to Toronto next.
Then he goes to Toronto.
So anyway, let's say right field is going to be probably Gavin Sheets, and then first base is definitely Vaughn slash what's his nuts Brady.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna agree with Teresi on Andrew Vaughn. I think Andrew Vaughn will be at first no matter what they end up doing. I think if Jose Abreu comes back, he's going to be in a part-time first base role only. They're going to start letting Vaughn have that position, especially if Vaughn really takes off like the way we think he will. And in right field, it'll be Larry Garcia. Because they won't solve right field, and it'll end up being him in right field on opening day. Not saying he'll be the everyday right fielder, but he'll be the guy. He'll be the guy doing
Because
it.
they're facing a righty opening day, and they didn't get any left-handed bats.
That's right, and it'll still be the same mix. But I think Sam's right. One of the younger kids will end up being kind of in there. Maybe he doesn't start the season with the team or whatever, but it's going to be Adam Engel, and it's going to be Lurie, and it's going to be AJ Pollock signing himself, and like it's still going to be the same mess. They're not going to solve because this was the offseason to solve.
Yeah.
This offseason, when you
Fucked
could,
it up.
I mean, like Starling Marte would have been a great fit for this fucking.
Well, is
roster,
Conforto
right?
healthy yet? Maybe we can still fix it this year.
What's Carl Everett up to?
All right, next
Not
one.
believing in dinosaurs.
The next question is from Joey P, and it's kind of funny. We were talking about Oscar Colas. Joey P asks, been a while since we've hyped anyone. So what player currently in the minors are you most excited about in the White Sox system? I'll let Sam go first.
Oscar Colas. I think we saw the videos of him, and it's always funny. We get so amped up over B-roll of some Cuban stud hitting off like a white girl pitching, you know? And it's like we get
It's like a 48-year-old man throwing him
we get
softballs.
so excited, but, you know, I'm excited for, you know, it's either him or Cespedes. But Cespedes is, I looked this morning, he's 24 now.
Yeah.
So that's, he's not a spring chicken anymore.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
Oscar Colas. I'm most excited for him. And I just answered, I think he could play right field next opening day. He probably won't, but if I'm making the lineup card, he'd be playing right field.
What's with you and chicken?
MSS.
I don't
You
know.
call it spring chicken. You got the shoulder chicken dinner. You got chicken everywhere. You got chicken.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
When's Wade Boggs going to be on chicken dinner?
That is actually a really good question. When is Wade Boggs going to be?
You need to have that.
He's not actually on the dream list. I have a dream list. He's not.
Wait, that was another thing.
Wade Boggs has been snubbed from the dream list. I can't believe
I was going to ask you that because that was
Let's say the dream list. Now we're off target.
Yeah.
There's dream list.
Mickelson,
Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
Barkley,
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yep.
Van Pelt,
Okay. Yep.
and Billy Walters, which will never happen.
Oh, Billy.
That would be a great one. That would have to be like 10 parts. You have to get all the shit in
They
there.
interviewed him on VSiN and just like lob
softballs.
softballs. at him.
Ah,
Yeah,
no,
I'm like,
no,
so
no. You got to get in there.
I want to know because, like, you know, Billy used to sit at the computer screen with 4 or 5 monitors, and he had a radio headset in, and he'd be like, Teresi, 5 dimes on 802. And, like, Teresi would be in the Flamingo,
Yes.
and he would run to the window. And, like, I want to know, like, they didn't ask him about any of that stuff.
Oh,
I know
Jesus,
you're not
that's
into
all
that.
the stuff.
Oh, it was.
No, Billy Walters is the
What's
most
the-
successful gambler of all time.
What's,
Okay.
what's
He had,
the Koenig book where Billy is he's one of the runners for Billy? in that book, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's
It's I think
it's a
it's-
pseudonym. It's
Billy
assume it's
couldn't bet because he was so good, so he would have guys like you and me and him and Pat,
Yeah.
and just literally
We
have
just go
them
and do it.
on standby in casinos around Vegas, and they would all whack the same bet at the same time. You know, he'd be on his headset.
So the line couldn't move. They could
Yeah,
get down,
so they
big-
would all
big
bet.
numbers.
He'd be like, all right, 10-15, we're all going to bet
Yeah.
805 for 5 dimes. And they would all bet it, and nobody would know. So they would get down as much as possible. And Jason was like, got a lot of money, huh? But I started like, can we ask him about,
Come on.
ask him about the good stuff.
So, because I was thinking about that this morning, I was like, would Sam want to have a Pete Rose on there, or is that like kind of like lame, you know? Because this is Pete Rose talk to people too much or whatever. Would Pete Rose not give you the full story? Would it not be interesting, you know, kind of?
Yeah, I
deal?
feel
So
like Pete
that's
Rose
good.
has been signing autographs since 2003, you know, for $10 a pop. And I don't know that I'd rather talk to Pete Rose in 2001
Before all that shit.
2022 when he sort of sold out.
He's toast. MSS, what prospect are you excited about? What
Dude,
prospect?
I'm really not even paying attention to that, but like I'll go with Colas.
Yeah, I like.
Treasy, can I answer for us? Because I think we need to do this as a group, a joint project. It's got to be Brian Ramos, and we got to start telling people right now he's our cousin.
Yes.
All right, let's pretend he's not our cousin. But we'll pretend he's our cousin, and then when he comes up and he's good, then we cash in on all that.
Brian, Tab, and us. We're all
cousins.
related.
We're all related to each other. All the
All
Ramoses,
related.
all related to each other. So for me, it's Brian Ramos. He's crushing. It's definitely him. All right, next up is Nick G. We saw Nick G at the ballpark the other day. Nick G says, which 108er survives a weekend in one of these prison movies? In the prison movies are Blood In, Blood Out, Shawshank, Jacob's Ladder, which I have not seen, and The Cell, which he made a remark to you about, Treasy, that I didn't want to fit on the board. So
Hold it up. Hold the door up. There.
which one of us is going to survive in a movie prison? Treasy.
I mean, like, if I'm in the Blood In, Blood Out prison,
Yeah.
they would definitely sacrifice me. So, like, I think I would not survive that. So I think I'm probably the most. You know, I'm going to change my answer because I was thinking about how killable I am,
Yeah.
and then I forgot about how fucking handsome I am.
And your
So-
ass.
That's true. That's
So
true.
I will
Guys love
survive.
your ass.
I will survive all the prisons, but I'll have to do some stuff to survive.
Well, that was figuring in my calculation about who would have to,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought this white bitch would, because he'd give it up easy. That's why I thought he'd be the survivor out of us.
He'd be in the kitchen with Big Al.
Yeah, I know.
I look like Big Al, by the way.
Yeah, Big Al, they give me the chocha white bitch, and you would do it. That's why I think MSS would be the survivor. I think you and I would get knifed. We would get killed immediately. Yeah.
Dude,
Probably. They wouldn't give me the phone book to
protect you?
myself.
No.
No, I get
Yeah,
like
you wouldn't be like,
I get a Sports Illustrated and the shank can go right through it.
I haven't
like
watched.
Omar.
I haven't watched Shawshank in a long time, but like I don't remember anybody getting killed, and that felt like a Disney movie about prison. So like I'll just go with Shawshank. I'll probably decide that.
It's which one of us would survive in any of those prisons.
Oh,
All of them? All of them.
Funfetti cake. Good job.
Anyway, all right.
How much is a cigarette?
Next question. Pat from the Bronx says, we all know that the camera in 108 doesn't go to security. The question is, the closed circuit view of the 108 gets piped into every night.
OnlyFans.
seems about right. Yep.
It's got to be, right?
I don't know.
Like, there's some voyeuristic people in the world.
Yeah.
Some of them just want to watch people get drunk.
Yeah.
You guys have been to the dark corners of the internet. There's videos of people just smoking that people are into, right? Seeing a bunch of
Smoking
big,
what?
glorious dudes like us getting drunk every night.
We're
People
not
are
talking
paying,
about the prison question again.
people are paying the Sox top dollar to watch that.
You know who's piped in because he's Mr. Pipe In is Han.
He's keeping an eye on
Han
us.
is,
Yeah. No,
Han is following everything. Han probably has a team that is tasked with following what you guys do and say every single day.
every once in a while, they'll send
He barely
security
tweets
down there,
about
and they kind of like, you wonder if they're just
They're
watching.
reminding
They
us.
know we're no threat. We're
Yeah.
no threat to anything.
You're not a threat, but he's
anything.
still
They want to keep an eye on whatever we're
he's
doing.
following.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that it is someone in the front office, and I think Rick Hahn. Well, who does Rick Hahn give his dirty word to? Jeremy Haber? Is that the
Tony La Russa. Tony whacked out Tanner Banks.
Dude, you gotta listen to Chicken Dinner for this conspiracy. Oh, it's so good. So good. Very good fellas. Nice, man. Very good.
Yes, it was. All right, next question is from Matt Ramsey. And Matt Ramsey says, with the eventual collapse of society, what type of currency would you like to see become predominant source of payment? Beanie Babies, gold, anything. Well, MSS, you start.
Well, right now, Beanie Babies 100%. I got a lot of stock in those right now, so let's like
Flip it over to
do
that.
like come up on that,
Yeah.
or baseball cards from like the 80s and early 90s. Like between those two things.
Oh, Mr. Hans here. He
We're
just gave me
millionaires.
a bunch of those, so I'm good. I'm gold.
Yeah.
80s baseball cards.
It's funny because the only thing that there is more of than U.S. currency is baseball cards.
Yes.
In the
80s and 90s.
So
Yeah.
inflation would keep going up. If
My
that
dad tells me a story. He's like, yeah, me and your uncle used to put Mickey Mantle cards in our bike.
the
And
smoke
like
sense.
ride down the street. He's like, we ripped the pack open to get the gum. You know, like you didn't care
It's
about
the
the
cheapest
card.
one you get.
It's like, yeah, here's a Mickey Mantle gold card. It's like, yeah, let's just put it in the right tire of my tricycle.
He's like, fuck New York.
I couldn't read this question
Yeah.
and not think about the Harry Carey thing where hot dog become our currency.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's just perfect for us. Like,
Yeah.
Matt Nominson, richest man on earth, has all the hot dogs. He's been stocking Vienna beef for 15 years.
You packed away some Vienna beef yesterday up there in the Stadium Club, let me tell you.
It's like when Tron got hot on Reparations Day.
Have you heard the John Caponera Harry Carey impersonation? He goes, the best Harry Carey is when Harry would clearly have a couple buds in him and start going to the out-of-town scoreboard. And he'd be like, hey, we got an update from Milwaukee. The Brewers 5, the Packers 2. Just like cross sports and all that shit. Oh, man.
It's funny because they're all from Wisconsin.
All right, the next question is from Brian S. And Brian S. asks, which would you rather do? Sand down your genitals with a nice 60 grit, or
Whoa.
watch Kevin Sheets face the left-handed pitcher. Teresa, I'll let
That's
you
an
go first.
easy one. Come on, man.
That's
easy.
close.
That's not close.
I can hear your sandy grits right now.
I'll take the grind in my genitals.
MSS, what do you think?
Not that.
Sammy, how would
Sheets,
you?
lefty. Very easy question.
I agree with Teresa. It is really close, but I'll go Sheets lefty. I'll let you get your genitals
Yeah.
ground down.
You're like
You're a
Richie.
hero.
You're
That's
like
what I
Richie from fucking Sopranos, right? Isn't he the one that liked the fucking
Yeah,
cheese
the
grater
cheese
on his
grater.
balls?
Cheese grater.
If we pulled out the sander right now and turned it on, you would back up.
Possibly.
You got to get Kevin Sheets back here against the lefty first. All right, we got to line them up next to each other and see which one he really wins.
We'll see.
All right, next question.
Kendall, you never know.
Next question is from Matt Zawoski, and this is actually a question for you, Sam.
Oh, great.
Fuck
Question
Mary Kill.
is, he says, I don't want to lose bets anymore. I only like to win bets. How do I do that? Again, in review, I want to keep betting, but I would like to never lose
Wake up.
it. Is it Dodgers minus 1,600 to make the playoffs a couple years ago? Is that what you bet?
I think it's an easy answer because we talked about this right before. Is that they could follow your daily same game parlays, which never lose, which never ever lose.
Only 62-1 today.
Let me tell you this. A guy that I talk to every single day who bets for a living, he lives in Vegas. He's got $1 million in the air on a Saturday for college basketball.
That's insanity.
He goes, if I can win 58% of my bets, I will be set for life.
Right.
If I can hit that every year, because a lot of people, and we've done this, the three of us have bet for a long time.
Yep.
And there have been many weeks and months that we're down.
Oh, for sure.
But the pros, the guys who bet for a living, 2% of the market, by the way, only 2% of people bet for a living, they're shooting for 58%. So you're never going to win all your bets. You're going to win a lot if you're good, but you're also going to lose a lot. Losing 42% of the time is a lot of losing, but know, and this is not a conversation. We can talk about this for an hour. Learning how to lose is a big deal.
Yeah,
Not
no,
going on tilt.
And you're talking about minus one. You're talking about
Trying to
minus
catch
one,
up.
110 perspective is there
Yeah,
too.
sure.
A lot of your bets that you end up with too that have positive EV could be, big underdog bets too, and so even then you're winning even less, but you're making profit because the probability of winning is higher than what you're actually paying for. So yeah, I mean I agree. And learning to lose and learning to understand variance over a long period of time. And like you said, once years, Treasy and I knew professionals that had years that were in the red, losing years. Overall, long-term winners, but yeah, I mean you can lose for a while and still be very positive.
I think, and I'll keep it short, but this one thing that I remember hearing was back in we've talked about this a little bit in the podcast of like some of the other books back in the day and doing teasers. There was a site for a while that had plus 200 3-team teasers, and teasers went so bad that year that guys lost money on them. Now this would be the equivalent of someone just telling you 10 years ago, Bitcoin's going to go way up, and you somehow losing money on it.
Right.
Like that's yet it happened. You know, like the games just didn't go the way that they should have. People lost money on these like outrageously priced things.
First step is to stop betting the Hawaii game. That's the first step. You know, it's
the
midnight.
catch-up game.
It's midnight. You're down 300. And you're gonna bet 300 on Hawaii.
We gotta catch up on Hawaii. That's always
That's the first step.
My only
not hating on you for doing that, but Sammy's advice.
So just hook up with Wally because as far as I know, Wally never loses.
Allegedly.
Wally
All right.
never loses.
The next question is from Wet Bandit, and Wet Bandit asks, Comcast remote or Gilf remote?
Oh, I don't want this.
Instead of ranch water, I'll trade you here. Give me that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I already sipped it though.
That's fine. Do you have COVID? What was the question?
If I didn't catch it in
Comcast
Vegas,
or
That's your focus skills today.
I'm going with Gilf. I'm gonna go with Gilf. I think it's all the bubbies, all the bubbles.
This isn't that
Bubbies, the
good. You're
bubbles.
right. This isn't that good.
Chorizo.
I'm sorry, I was getting
Comcast remote or Gilf?
Comcast remote. Come on,
How come you don't give him shit?
wonderful.
He's not paying
He
attention.
was
to
actually
shit.
getting something and servicing the rest of the group. You're sitting back there doing nothing.
I might be servicing this. Don't worry about it.
You're servicing in prison.
I'm gonna pass this one, by the way.
Yeah,
That's a good call.
it's an inside joke. Good call. I'm going Gilf remote, but I was impressed with the whole Comcast remote thing. I gotta be honest, all right? It is what it is. But I gotta go with my Gilf, so I'll go Gilf remote. But thanks for that.
It's a good bit. It's not working the way he wants it to work, but it's a good bit.
It's more entertainment for us and not really getting the intended audience, but whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right.
thought.
That's an inside one. Last question is from Billy Wires, and Billy says, if you could have one physical attribute from one of our White Sox Twitter community members, what would it be and why?
Wow.
Man, I'm
Can
sorry.
I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Okay. I'm going to go with Bill Atwater's neck. Because in that poll you put up, everyone wants to choke me out, like Olin Kreutz did to Al. So I want that big thick neck. Then I won't be able to be choked. So I'll take Bill Atwater's neck.
I like it. My section.
I'm gonna go with you know what I'll take Billy's arms. He has really massive, big arms.
Billy Wires.
Yeah, Billy Wires.
Yeah.
I will take his big, built up, gigantic, muscular arms.
Okay. Beautiful.
I will take Mailman Jack's ability to eat an all burrito diet and live. I don't know how you do it, buddy.
Special.
I mean, I guess walking 1,000 miles a day maybe is what's doing it, but man, I am impressed.
So I want to start. The first thing I'm pulled to is Summer of George's liver.
That's a great call, actually.
That's
Great call.
number one.
Yes.
But the more I think about it, it's Wally Money's confidence.
No.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I've seen Wally Money dive into a room full of women and just come out empty-handed, but never stop shooting.
He's feeling himself. He always feels himself.
I don't know if I told you this story. Last time I saw Wally Money at Cork and Kerry, we both had ordered like a whiskey and Coke or whiskey and diet. So I was outside. I had to make a phone call. I come back in and I put my hand on what I thought was my whiskey and diet. And Wally looks at me and goes, "That's Daddy's drink." And I said, "All right, Wally, you got me there." So that the confidence there is extremely high.
He's got a lot of confidence.
That's Danny's drink.
Wally has been the star today in the Sunday Soap. Good job, Wally. You're a big, bright, beautiful.
Cheers,
burning
Wally.
star.
That's it. That's all we've got. We'll see you guys at the ballpark. Hopefully the White Sox can get a split in this series.
That'll be nice.
Great win last night. Liam was a little shaky.
Yeah.
Our offense at least came through in the end. I like to see those three guys up at the top. I like a little Tim, Yohan, and Luis Roberts. So we'll catch you up there. Peace out.
All right, now this is going to get awkward because I'm going to join this.
No, get in there. Get in there, Trees. Get in there, baby. There you go.
Split screen us. There you are.
Yes.